Welcome to our second webinar of this second series on the built environment. Today's topic is AI in construction delivery with Abdullah Gulabi, which is architect, engineering and construction industry business value consultant at Dassault Systèmes. So following the success of our first series in May and June, we are continuing our exploration on how AI is revolutionizing the built environments, and how the field of architecture, engineering, constructions are undergoing profound transformations. Through this webinar, we keep diving deeper into the exciting possibility AI brings to this industry. I am as well pleased to confirm that our webinar with Professor Frédéric Bosch has now been rescheduled for next week, and registrations are open. We'll provide all the relevant link in our chat. So before we dive into today's sessions, a quick reminder, this event is being recorded and will be available on our YouTube channel. And if you miss our first sessions or our previous webinars, don't worry, they are freely accessible on our YouTube channel. I highly recommend checking them out if you haven't already. So for those of you who don't know me yet, I am Christophe Lelanou, a board member of the Franco-British Data Society and the founder of Data Learning, a consulting firm specializing in data and AI developments. It's a privilege to welcome you today, and I'm thrilled to have Pierre Sonal, architect and co-founder of Arc Digital, with us to introduce our esteemed speaker today.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Christophe. Hi, Abdullah. Thank you, everyone, for being there with us. Yes, my name is Pierre. I'm the co-founder of Arc Digital. We are building information modeling experts working with the ICO industry worldwide, and we're delighted to co-organize this second series of webinars on AI in the built environment with the Franco-British Data Society. And today it's very interesting because the idea of that second series was to open up to maybe companies in the ICO industry who are doing a lot for the delivery of the built environment, including through the use of AI in practical cases, because the entire idea is to demystify the use of AI and show that it's actually used widely. And when we were preparing this second series, we were delighted to have Dassault Systèmes interested in participating, because Dassault Systèmes is a major actor of the ICO industry worldwide. And maybe we don't get the chance often enough to hear about what they are doing. They are involved in many, many aspects of it. And when we met with Abdullah to prepare that webinar, we realized that they were doing a lot in the background, which is really relevant to the topic of AI and the delivery of the built environment. So without further ado, Abdullah, thank you very much again for being with us. And the floor is yours. And really looking forward to your presentation today.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be here with you. My name is Abdullah Gulabi, with Dassault, a business value consultant with Dassault Systèmes, and I would like to start my session with you. I want to as well very briefly introduce Dassault Systèmes and the company. Dassault Systèmes has been at the so first of all, Dassault Systèmes is a large enterprise. We are about almost 24,000 people, a very strong financial figures, and we have a network of 14,000 partners, people in our partner ecosystem, as well as 350,000 customers globally. We are spread around the world, a truly global presence. So we have 3 headquarters, roughly evenly split between North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. And I want to mention our heritage, where Dassault Systems comes from. It all begins with early 80s with a surface modeling tool called CATIA. That initially was a internal project at Dassault Aviation, which was then commercialized. Later, towards the end of 80s, Dassault has always been at the forefront of industrial transformation of industries. So end of 80s was emblematic with our partnership with Boeing. Uh, and the Boeing 777 was the first of its kind aircraft delivered with a three-dimensional digital mock-up, which then, of course, transformed the aerospace industry, and no other aircraft is delivered on paper anymore. Similarly, end of 90s was emblematic with our solution products for product lifecycle management and our partnership with Toyota, transforming the automotive industry, which then, of course, forms the best practice since then for the entire industry. In the new millennium, in the 2010s, in 2012, we launched the 3D experience platform. I'll be sharing a bit more on that in the coming slides, where we combine our capabilities on a unified data model. And more recently, we are working on virtual twin experiences of humans with our projects like the living heart, the living brain. And our ambition for the future is to provide virtual twin experiences for a sustainable world. We have our values. We call them our IF-V values. Here, IF refers to our passion to explore, and V signifies our belief in connecting people. And I also want to very briefly talk about the platform, our 3D experience platform. It's a digital platform that unifies 3D modeling at its core with simulation capabilities, so simulation of physics, simulation of movement, simulation of operations, as well as social collaborative capabilities, which also form the backbone of the platform itself, with product lifecycle management logic behind it, as well as real-time 3D experiences with our solutions. And I want to also give a background on how we structure how our solutions are structured, and our position in this towards artificial intelligence. 3D experience as a platform, of course, is supported by infrastructure, again, provided by our brand Outscale, which ensures security, trust, security, and control of information in this in this age of cyber security, I will say. And then on this platform, we have our software solutions that are packaged for various industries. Our topic today, the built environment, or AEC, architecture, engineering, and construction being one of them. And then using these solutions, which sit on this platform, we then offer services as well through our partner network. And with this, I want to also mention Dassault Systèmes' vision in addressing the challenges in our industry, in the AEC industry. So namely the climate impact that we have. I'm sure the audience will be very familiar with some of the graphics here, how we are a major contributor to the for carbon emissions. The productivity challenges that we have in the industry. Historically, construction has not kept up with the advances in productivity, as well as the global skills shortage, where we simply do not have the resources to deliver the built environment that we need. So with this background, I also want to very briefly mention our solution portfolio. So these are our solutions, our toolkit that we use to address these challenges in the built environment. On the lower portion, we have our platform itself. So our one of our brands called Enovia that forms the backbone of our data structure. And then on the upper portion, we have various solutions addressing the different phases in an asset life cycle. And with this, I want to move into our approach to artificial intelligence. So we believe we are at the verge of a similar metamorphosis of, its transition triggered by Renaissance. So we refer to that as the industry Renaissance. So we have vast amount of data being generated. And the challenge is, it's way beyond what we can consume, read, learn, or capitalize. So we need newer tools, newer approaches in managing this information. And this is where we believe artificial intelligence will play a key part. And this is also a key, we believe, in sustainable transformation of industries. And we also want to, I also want to highlight our approach or the way we vision this artificial intelligence. It must be applicable in business context, not just a generic tool, but something that's specific, something purposeful, something relevant, and an approach that leverages the unique assets of organizations or projects, people delivering the built environment. So we believe artificial intelligence best serves when it augments people to create better products and services, and of course it should be sustainable. The benefits we derive from AI, the handprint, environmental handprint of AI should be larger than the footprint of AI, and of course responsible in safeguarding intellectual property. And here our vision is that AI, with many of the capabilities, are a tool for opening up, helping us imagine what is possible, helping us consume or synthesize a vast amount of information, as well as navigating these complex network of this data flow and making sense of the environment around us. And in order to make it relevant for the industry, we have to make sure that it's not only the approaches of generative AI as well as science-based AI, as we refer to them, are mixed in a hybrid approach. So we don't have hallucinations or irrelevant information or misrepresented information. And we have to make sure that in many of the industries, especially our industry, the built environment, we have auditability and traceability, which of course is a very current topic in the world, especially in the United Kingdom as well. So we have to leverage the capabilities of artificial intelligence without losing any of these core principles. And here I wanted to sort of build up towards our the way we tackle AI, or how we implement AI on our platform. So first of all, we build our ontologies on top of our models. Models here are not geometries; they are the data models or the system models that we use to abstract the complex reality, and then the ontologies provide the framework or the structure that then enables artificial intelligence to leverage it. We also have simulation capabilities, so we can, sitting on this enterprise data or the corporate data, companies data, we can, on one hand, perform scientific simulations, on the other hand, train these train these models, artificial intelligence models, to learn from actual realized results of these simulations. And of course, with owning the infrastructure, the back end of all of these, the platform and the infrastructure that supports the platform, we are then able to secure the governance and traceability of this entire workflow, as well as bringing industry-specific knowledge and experience distilled from decades of activity across industries. So we want to make sure, I guess I will very briefly talk about the loop, our Dassault's loop. So this is a continuous and infinite loop of activities where we first imagine possibilities and then create solutions, produce them, manufacture them, construct them, and then put them in use. So a building might go into in use, and then we experience the value from it. We extract insights, value from that asset, and then that can then drive our decisions, which then feed back into the continuous loop that will take us to the next cycle of our creative cycle. So we want to make sure that when we talk about AI, it always needs to be in context of our models, of our data models. And then they need to reveal insights that are in this business context. And then they should be actionable, not just providing insights, but also leveraging the know-how in the enterprise. So we have an insight, we know the capabilities, we can then propose actionable insights. So in this, I think just to hopefully tying it all together, when we model the company, the enterprise, and the value network of this organization, we can also model the production sites or construction sites where activities, value generating activities happen, as well as we can model and simulate products themselves. So this could be physics or other behavioral simulations. So this modeling and simulation, tying in with the previous reference to ontologies, helps us build the model of the entire enterprise. And then we can use data science to leverage existing information. I think in the next few slides, we'll hopefully put this middle section into better context, and then enable collaborative, actionable activities with all of these. With this, so the model, data science, and collaboration form the three key fundamental pillars of our approach in AI. So our all of Dassau's artificial intelligence related developments rest on these two axes. First is the enterprise or the business performance, where we want to make sure that these this AI can allow us to progress to a better level of performance across the enterprise. And then the second axis, collaboration, or the people performance axis, helps us to spread knowledge, capture know-how from our value chain, and then expose it to our stakeholders with natural language to eliminate friction and lower threshold of entry. I guess it's very natural tie to the previous skills shortage references we had. So hopefully this is one of my last slides before we get into the actual AI in application. So we have real world data captured by enterprises. We also have a virtual world data where we, so those are the ontologies that we build around our organization. And then all our 3D experience platform can consume these data, elevate them to a next level. So we can perform search analytics, we can train generative AI on it, as well as we can build machine learning models for predictive analysis. And then by integrating all of these on a traceable, secure platform, we can then expose them as experiences or as tools, solutions that provide results, business results for the users. So this could be in different domains as supply chain or maintenance, operations, etc. So I think this is yes, please.
So Abdullah, just 5 minutes left, huh?
Oh, okay. Okay, I think I'll get to so this is in more detail how we combine different methods to achieve this, and I think it will be better to move on to my content. So I want to here we have a demonstration of our generative tools which reside on the enterprise data. So what we're seeing here is a system model, so model-based systems engineering, where we define systems, we define the components, the behavior, and the interfaces between these systems, which then generative technologies then rest on these to produce valid results. So in terms of generating results, we always can stay within the realm of valid solutions. So this is in slight contrast to some of the generative AI that we see popularly. And then I want to move on to examples. So by basing our generative technologies on system definitions, we are then able to leverage these solutions to allow for automation or a streamlining of many of our processes. So in this example, we have generative design happening at unit scale in a residential development, where user input is translated into detailed geometry estimates, quantity takeoffs, etc. So interaction with this model instantly generates results. And we also have similar generative design happening at a parcel scale, where we can rapidly derive detailed results from very few inputs that are then applied at a parcel scale. And then I also want to very briefly talk about when we actually deliver projects with these approaches. So in this example, we have a customer reference from India, Larsen Toubro, delivering industrial EPC projects. Their projects are typically very large scale, about over $1 billion in worth, taking about 18 months with 300,000 tasks. And then they use these solutions to deliver a number of these projects. And having delivered 15 of these, so they then trained the machine learning model to learn from what happened across these projects. Training set consisting of about 3 million tasks in the enterprise. So by having all of this, so combining their generated data from their ERP sources, from site activities, feedback from the site, and combining that on a single platform with these capabilities, then allows them to run predictive analysis on future projects. So once you have the same organization delivering similar projects a number of times, and with the full oversight to their portfolio and all activities that occurred across each of these projects, we can then do predictive analysis of tasks in future projects. This also then feeds into, since all of these are happening on a single platform and each result also resides on the platform, we can then communicate these to our new workforce that joins the company, that then forms the basis of their training. So completing the cycle of capturing knowledge and then generating insights from these, and then turning them into actionable results, and then of course feeding them back to the workforce for the next cycle of activities. I think I'm almost done with my presentation. So I want to highlight our values again. I like this. This is one of the values, Dassault values that I like. You know, if we have the passion to learn, we can expand creativity to navigate the future. And in this context, I want to have a very recommend two books. The one on the right is the book talks about projects in the built environment, mega projects, how projects at all scales could be complex, and how to navigate that complexity. What are the common traits between across successful projects? And we have a surprise appearance of our Katia there with the famous architect Frank Gehry in this book. So I think it's quite interesting in contrasting successful projects, the success factors, and some commonalities between them. And the second book is about an amateur's journey in trying to build a little shed in his backyard. And there he delves into the importance of capturing know-how that comes in the form of different tradespeople coming in, someone coming into the roof, someone coming into the coming in to do the window, and how he's trying to learn from them and have a do-it-yourself approach to this shed. So the whole idea of knowledge being spread in the value chain and trying to capture that. I thought between these two books, they contrast nicely against our approach and vision to delivering projects in the built environment. So with that, I wanted to invite any questions and hand it back to you, Pierre, for discussions.
Thank you very much.
I have a question, if I may. Hello. Thank you very much for that very interesting presentation. This is Michael Butcher. I'm a non-AI or data expert. I'm just a lawyer. I was interested to hear about the predictive analysis part, and I'm wondering what progress you are making with regard to in real-time analysis of the development of a project when you're actually, shall we say, breaking ground, getting into the construction phase. Are you able to use AI to identify and predict, given what's actually currently going on, potential problems and potential solutions?
Yes, thank you for the question. So in that example, perhaps I sped through that video. We have it publicly available, but so in a sense, having delivered projects completely, they then capture data as things happen on site. So like you said, from breaking ground and all activities. And they're able, the machine learning algorithm is then able to compare the progress at any stage versus what it predicts based on the experience. So it happens live or in a ongoing manner, not just at the end of a project or the beginning of a project, but as data is fed into the virtual twin, digital twin, it's then able to compare versus the learnings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for the question. Thanks, Abdullah, for your insightful presentations. Maybe I have another. I was wondering as well on your platform. I was wondering as well which kind of technology do you use? Is it a proprietary platform, or are you compatible with some kind of open BIM standard?
So
are you part of,
yeah,
are you part of a network of components?
Yes, yes, absolutely. So the platform itself is proprietary, but we have been long-term members, supporters, and participants in developing open standards. IFC in the built environment being a very relevant one to us and to our audience perhaps, but likewise in other industries as well. So it's not a closed platform, it's not a walled garden. We are able to integrate or hand over or take over data at any point. And we do have numerous examples across different industries where people design on one tool, whether it's ours or competitors, and then simply integrate and work with the same data. And for our built environment, we work with popular third-party proprietary formats as well, so to streamline that data exchange.
To say thank you very much, Abdullah. It was really interesting to see the process that Dassault Systèmes follows, because that's something we tend to forget. We tend with AI to jump to the solutions, to the flashy part, but I think it's very important to always remind ourselves that there is a process behind it, there are values, there is an ethos, and that although it is about data, and if the data is not managed and mapped properly, the performance of AI and what we can achieve with it is probably less interesting. So thank you very much for insisting on these aspects, that it's about data, how we manage it to then leverage the power of AI. So yes, that would be my final note, and thank you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the Franco-British Data Society for inviting me as well.
Thanks. But on this final word, I think I will close it as well for today. And I am looking forward as well for next week's webinar, which will be shared this time by my colleague Mike here present, with the Professor Frédéric Baucher, which will speak about education and civil engineering. So I'm looking forward to next week's webinar. Thanks again, and see you next week.